Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here with us at UR-MU. My name is Aniq Durar, and I'm thrilled to moderate today's conversation with Gabriel Cheah.
Hi everyone.
I,
everyone.
I represent KolmeGlu. KolmeGlu is we are a pop-up art gallery and art collective that champions non-traditional art spaces and creative community outreach. Just to yeah. And today's conversation is all about the journey, the struggle, the breakthroughs, and the future of emerging artists. I'm going to keep the conversation relaxed lah, jangan relate je, basically. Yeah, and hopefully you'll find it insightful at the end. So let's dive in with someone who's.
Let me say something. Before we restart, I have something to say. Everything we discuss and talk about later, everything is based on my personal experience and my opinions. Nothing against anyone. So if you not agree with something, you can talk to me later. Like we can have a really good discussion. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So let's dive in with the questions. Okay. So we'll just start with something simple. Gabriel, could you introduce who you are, what you do, where you're from, and like a fun question like who's your favorite singer? Okay, go.
Okay. My name is Gabriel, and actually, I grew up in a small town in Perak. It's called a royal town, Kuala Kangsar. So I was like surrounded by, because my town is very famous about Labu Sayur, and this is where I grew up. You see a lot of golds, a lot of the Fuji stuff. Like it's small but lovely town. That's the environment that I grew up from, and I believe it's this kind of environment that really inspires me become an artist, because every corner is an art.
Yeah, you mentioned Labu Sayong, which is
Labu Sayong, and it's the clay pot, right? Like it's the during zaman dulu it doesn't have aircon, right? So they use this. They have an effect to cooling the water. So when you in the summer you drink this, you will really feel good. Yeah, I don't know what magic they have. Yeah,
matahari lah, basically.
Yeah, matahari.
Okay, we'll now start with like the main questions lah. Let's start with the core, Gabriel. When we say struggles of an emerging artist, what comes to mind first, personally for you? Like for example, I'm an actor. When I first came out into the scene, it was basically exposure and opportunity lah. And for you, what would that be?
Similar lah. Opportunity is the worst part.
Paling susah, basically at the beginning.
Because I have to make clear, I'm not from the fine arts background. I'm studying graphic design, but my weakness in graphics become my strong points in fine art, because every poster I create or merchandise I come up with is so Gabriel, it's so my thing. So any brand I do their visual, right, it will become Gabriel things. So I met my manager. He's like, I think your weakness from here, maybe in fine art, it became a strong point. Yeah.
So how did you like transition from like graphic design to like ceramics specifically lah?
Well, everything is start from my 3 years back. I have shows in, why? As an artist, I'm not the proper fine art graduate, right? So it's hard for me to like knock the door, like, hi, I want to do show, like, can you give me opportunities? And no one's in Malaysia, no one would care about that. Like, no.
They was come from a non-traditional
you are not from, it doesn't have the histories about the fine arts thing. No, they will say no, but what to do, right? So when the door closed, you create your own door lah, right? Why have to wait for people to give you nasihat or opportunity, right? Or give you advice? Like, no, it's like, no, we have to do our own thing. So me and my friends, we come up with a very group shows with our own, like we call me as well. So we
don't want the horse car.
Yeah, it's just so random. We go for collaborations with the cafe. They have a space. So we go to approach, like, why not we do something together? So that's how I started to become an artist. So I only do 2 horses, like 2 horses only. This is one of my horses. So actually, it's just concrete, And right, I didn't come from a really fine art background. I don't know how to price my thing. Everything based on what I believe and what I feel, right? So when I look at the price, look at my 2 horses, they asked, what, how much you want to put? I say 5,000 ringgit. Because like, I didn't know you have to like start from like 100, like few hundred ringgit, 1,000. Then you like after 10 years, then only can go for like 10, right? So I like, no, I want to put 5. I didn't know that. It's like, I think it deserves this price, no? The materials I use.
You know your value. Your
yeah,
worth.
I know my value. Yeah, and then I know, I know all these bougie aunties. Anything less than 1,000, they don't look up one. So I like, fine. So and I'm so up for 2. So I think that's how motivate me become a fine art artist lah. Like, so from the money that I got, I go for study ceramic. I go to learn from my teachers. He's a Malaysian but based in Hong Kong, so he's a master in ceramic. So I go take class from him, learn. So I ask a lot of questions lah, and be thick face lah. Yeah,
and
skin have to be thick.
throughout having a thick face and stuff like that, do you ever feel like, because for an emerging artist, sometimes things don't go your way kan, kadang-kadang. Do you ever feel like giving up? Because susah, especially in terms of like believing in yourself.
I come from a Chinese background. lah. The parents is like, oh, so you sell or not your work? Like, you making money or not? Huh? You have mortgage to pay. You have to be responsible for your future. So yeah, a lot of things. It really make me want to give up lah. But
you keep on persevering lah.
Yeah, but I always believe, life is a one-way ticket, right? Once you start something, you have to keep going on. You can't really reverse back. You just once I really give up, it's just going to throw all the hard work that I've been done for the past 3 years. So I don't think I will really want to give up lah. I believe you have to believe yourself lah. Yeah.
Because you gotta believe in yourself first before people believe in you.
Yeah, you have to brainwash yourself. Every day you have to wake up, go to the mirrors and look at yourself like, yeah, you can do it. You are good. Yeah. People don't work with you. It's not your loss. It's their loss. Yeah. You have to be that confidence. Yeah.
I think we'll look at like your solo exhibition that you did. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year. Last July.
Last July. Hold on, let me just.
So maybe we can have a look there.
Yeah, we'll have a look at this exhibition you had last year, a solo one.
So this is my very first solo exhibitions in Hatta Space in Ampang. So it just happened last July. As you can see, like I like to create lubang on my canvas.
And you combine like portraiture paintings with like sculpture kind of thing.
So every sculptures have a painting. It's a pair. Yeah, but I separate selling. I tell you why later.
How long did it take you to do like all of this work? Because I remember talking to you that time, you were like, you never slept, you just kept on like...
Yeah, keep on doing lah.
Was it like month, 2 months kapa?
3 months lah.
3 months
to come out all this.
Produce this work lah.
End up in hospital lah. Dripping, Yeah. But everything's worth it lah. Everything's worth it. Yeah. Because yeah. This one so.
We also collaborated with Emperor
Palace
with the furniture. Oh, this one was my favorite actually.
So ready.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, wow, congrats.
Yeah. Everything have a very meaningful story behind.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe this happened. Okay, done lah.
So what was your inspiration with this particular exhibition?
This is called collapse, right? So collapse means when this world ends, people thought it's going to end, right? So, but in my opinions, when the world is end, anything's end, it's going to have something new came out, right? So I apply that in my
majority of your works,
majority everything, my personalities, my life. So nothing covers, when the things go really down and deep and you feel almost give up, right? Just keep going, things not going to go down, it's going up later. So I applied that concept in my first shows.
Because I remember watching an interview and you were talking about the joy of it as well, right?
Yeah.
It was really lovely.
Thank you. So everything not start from here. This is one of my jumping points to go overseas, to go to lead my journey to like arts fair in different countries, things like that. And so, okay, very particular question is like most of the people thinks doing a solo is you have to wait for someone open the door for you, right? So actually it's not, when you want to do it, you just have to be like, you need to have certain funds, like not fun lah. Everything's I also correct my like I say, I correct my own pocket lah, like as long as I have like correct everything you see, most of the thing, like I have my own music, like you hear just now. Actually I collaboration with the musicians, give and take lah, I give him exposures and things like that. Also I work with others creative as well to make this thing happen. It's not just only my works and other people's hardware as well. Like the posters, I work with my friend. Like the installation outdoor, also work with my another friends, things like that.
So a collaborative effort, basically.
Yeah. So you have, you have to ask for help, like if you're not good with something, you have to ask for help,
So community is very important again.
Important, and also you have to cannot just take, like you have to give back things something like. Our media values for this show is more than millions ringgit, the value itself. So it's a win-win situation. We get coverage. Also, we put their names under the top, like the right things lah.
The right things lah. Okay, that's cool. Just to add on that, when
I can share you guys.
Oh, okay.
It's a 1 month show, right? So I didn't sell anything for the first 2 weeks. So particular collectors, they will see you, they will like really modify you for certain period. Then only they will start collecting your work, right? So my friend say, wow, you haven't sell yet. I haven't sell yet. For me, it's like, it's not about sales, in the beginning. It's about the exposure. You have to come up with your own vision to show people what your ability to deliver, right?
With people as well.
Yeah. So I told my friends, I remember I have a conversation with my friends, like, if the old collector don't buy your shit, you find a new collector lah, right? Yeah, there are a lot of people with a lot of money, so just find them, not the dollar. They will come in and they will automatically link with your work, People don't buy your work doesn't mean you're not good. It's just you haven't find the right eyeball to purchase your stuff.
Yeah. How do you balance like creating art that fulfills yourself and then market? And also like sometimes we have pressure to use social media and this day and age, it can be quite tiring. So how do you use a lot of social media just to push your name out there, or like?
Yeah, using art for social media is cannot one lah. Okay, I did one experimentals before, so using my own Instagram account, right? I was boring, I was keep posting the art stuff, my making process. So I was to tell my manager, I want to do some naughty stuff. You don't be surprised. I want to do some naughty stuff. It's just to, just to try
something new.
Not something new. It's like very trendy one.
Okay.
So I'm like, I want to do this kind of thing. Yeah. So it's nothing related to art. It's just my personal thing. So I want to see the reactions. Fuck, 500,000 views.
Wow.
You know what I did? I just like naked my friends, and then like the video, like you dressing yourself, like 500,000
Was it
views.
on TikTok? Was it?
No, on Instagram. And then everyone's it's like go around everywhere. All the kids that comment like, oh, when I do art, you guys don't comment. When I do all this nonsense stuff, you guys comment. What's wrong? Like, what's wrong to the society?
True, right?
Like,
sometimes TikTok you do silly stuff, people follow, but if you do art stuff, they don't really ikut lah. I can understand.
You cannot blame them. It's an education problem.
Audience development.
Yeah, they absorb with all these things. It's not their problem. It's not our problem. It's not their problem also. It's a government problem.
We'll touch that.
Yeah, I just dare to say like, you know, I
Okay,
don't care.
We have to use other avenues to bring focus to yourself, and then you
Yeah.
can just like
Yeah,
you look at me and I look at Mark.
so from there I learned like, oh, if the view is low, the light is low, it doesn't mean you are not good.
Yeah.
It just art is not like every
subjective
it's very subjective, you know. Not everyone's cups of tea, and not everyone's like art, things like that lah. They like, but they just won't keluar duit and buy lah.
Faham.
Yeah, because it cannot make them feel they're rich ma. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they rather to spend the money to buy bag and shoes. Yeah,
I understand. Yeah,
yeah.
Faham.
Those duplicate stuff, you know. Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about like the process of your ceramics, like. Cause I always wondered, the process, like, cause like my experience in like ceramics is just like growing up using tanah liat from the garden and just making pottery and then, living it under sun. So what's your process? Your technical skills are basically.
Can like show the slide?
Which one? Let's see. For example, this one.
No, not this one.
Not this one.
I think no lah. So okay, the process of making I think the second one. Yeah, this one.
Okay.
So as you can see, this is it's still wet. It's still just a clay. So when I create this is I go to study one. The picture, so I love this one. It's still I didn't sell. It's still with me.
But it looks really cool though.
Yeah. So ceramic is a very long periods process for making art. So the one piece that you see, no matter what artists that you see their ceramics were, right, that thing it doesn't come out within a week. It's mostly like more than a month or 2 months, things like that, because clays, it's not as easy like you just paint on a canvas, you know. You have to build anything from scratch, you know. You have to, before you do the clay, you have to mix with different clay, you know. Like if you only use the one source, right, sometimes it be too small, sometimes it be too hard, so you have to mix with different clay. So when you like mixing them, right, you have to make sure the whole clay inside doesn't have any air drop, like air poppings, right? If not, when you baking, the whole thing will just break. Yeah. So after you mold and then you have to wait for a week to dry, then only you can put in the oven and bake. So normally all my color I paint myself using acrylic, so I save time. So if the traditional one, you have to, after you using the low temperatures bake, the low temperature also requires 900 Celsius.
Oof.
So after one night, so you have to take it out and put the pigment colors, and then after 2 day dry, you have to put it back for oven firing for.
Is it glazing or
not glazing yet? That one is like for just to make sure the color, and then the colors also is very hard to control because the temperature will affect the colors. So that's why I still prefer acrylic because I have my very strong point to say why I use that, because my work is mainly for display only. It's not for using purpose, so it's safe and it's okay to using acrylic to paint on, and also the expensive acrylic lah, not the
just quality lah, basically.
Yeah, everything's quality is all my thing lah, and yeah, the process is really long, almost more than a month.
A month? Is it a month to do like one piece of work or berapa?
Depends how you measure your time, like. So you can build 7 sculptures in a week. So after another week is dry already, then only you put them all together in the fires lah. So it depends on how you schedule your time lah. So normally the longest also need a week like that. No, the shortest also need a month to complete. You know.
Work,
so my work's not just only paint. Like I paint it on. Also I put crystals, glitters, and then crystal you have to put one by one, right? So it's really take time. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, basically.
A lot of work, you know. I sacrifice all my joy, you know. No party, no parties, no.
Yeah, because I've seen you like
no
just
social.
Don't do anything. You just like
just work.
Makan, do your work. Makan, do your
Sometimes
work.
you forget to makan also lah. It's too enjoy.
Yeah,
it's just too enjoy.
The joy of the making the
night already. Yeah. Things like that. So the process is quite long.
I do have a question in terms of like you being part of a collective and then opening doors for you can. How has being part of a collective helped you push your career much more international? Because I know you have a showcase in Hong Kong sekarang kan?
Yeah. So with the collective, you call me, yeah.
I mean, any kind of collective.
You call me, yeah.
Boleh.
So with that, you need to have. I mean, you have to find a good mentor. You know, a good people that willing to give you real opinions. You know, you have to find someone that been have a lot of exposure in any country shows. Then you ask for their opinions lah. Their opinions sometimes it's dajam, but it's true. Yeah, you know. Because in Malaysia, everyone's like, "Oh, your work is nice, your work is nice." But I say, where is my mistake?
But it's not constructive.
Yeah, it's not constructive. You know, I need something that will really benefit my brain. You know,
and push you further.
Yeah, push me further. You know, basically, when you be the collective, they will strike, like destroy you and rebuild you lah. Therefore, I have a show is called Collapse.
There's beauty in the breakdown.
Yeah, there's beauty in the breakdown.
That's true. That's true.
So also, when you work with collective, you won't feel lonely lah. You know, I mean, when you lost, you always have people to talk with. They will guide you. You know, the most important thing is the guiding. You know, it's a lot because those things we didn't learn in school.
No.
In school, we just mostly learn technique and history done. They don't teach us how to branding. They don't teach us how to talk to collectors and talk to the curators.
So education was mainly like technical stuff, and never like the market itself.
Yeah, mostly the lectures also don't know lah. I dare to say that lah. Yeah, because.
So you had to learn all this like on the go, like basically through experience.
Yeah. So after I graduated, I learned everything myself. But I'm that kind of student in school. You know, I don't like to sitting on my own chair and just working on my computer or working my canvas. So I like to go around. You know, like when you go around talk to others, department people, you get new inspirations. You get to see new thing. You know, because like I say, I study in graphic, right?
Yeah.
So our work is everything have to be new. The concept has to be new. Everything new. Some things that people have done before, you cannot copy. You have to come up with new thing. So I apply this kinds of concepts in my work lah. Have to new, right? So
can be quite hard, kan kadang-kadang.
It is hard.
What do you do to like relax?
Music lah. I listen music lah. Listen music or travel sometimes. Yeah, and also, but the travel is not like really fun travel lah. It's like more on like research,
getting inspiration.
Not like just like doing anything. Yeah. Most of my travels is with work lah.
How do you see like the future of the art industry in the next 5 to 10 years? And
hey, I had to make it here or overseas.
Ooh. What is it? Here lah, basically.
Here.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a very tough.
It's a very tough.
It's a very tough question.
Very tough question, lah. I want to know your thoughts, lah.
Because we have a lot of artists, you know, in Malaysia. Like we have tons of them, like graduate every year, but the collectors number is not growing. And then the old one, they only collect certain work, certain kind, because they only can buy things that related to their generations, right? So for young artists, at least in the 2000s kids, right? We grew up in a different culture era.
Yeah.
Our economy is stable, you know. We not struggle with food, you know. We grew up with over food. That's why we all like fatty a bit. So it's like and also we not really have much of war. So it's more like peace aura lah. So our work is more about ourselves and emotional values, things like that, and also like self-confidence, things like that. So we not really produce much of like, I mean that's me, not others, not others artists. I don't really come up with things like politics because it's not my business. That's my You know, last time my dad always look at politics So I would like ask him, you can't change anything. The only thing you can vote only, ma. So every day you waste like half of your day to focus on this news. wasting. Yeah, so that's my attitude lah.
But you focus basically on creating beauty lah, basically.
Yeah. We lack of beauty stuff lah.
Faham.
Yeah. I don't know why it's just everything like so serious and so, because any art is good art. It just what you want to deliver is the thing, yeah. And also, I believe every artist, you need to treat yourself as a business owner, yeah. So what can you deliver to the market? You have to ask yourself. And then the first thing you have to convince yourself, like, if you are buyers, will you buy your own work? Like, will you buy the work? So you have to find a lot of strategies and
look at different perspectives.
And the point to convince people to purchase your stuff lah. Yeah, you cannot just short suddenly lah. Yeah. You have to do the market research. If you think your stuff cannot sell here well, you find the opportunity to go overseas and see
different markets,
you know, something for everyone's lah. You know, if the people here don't buy, it's okay. You know, they don't buy, but I say your son will buy. Yeah, after you're gone, yeah. You know, because I say my work is planned for the new generations, not really for the previous, like the current one.
Yeah,
it's more like, you know, planting the seed lah. You cannot, sometimes success is not like a short-term thing, you know. It's not like
thinking lah.
Like a house doesn't build in one day, the building doesn't build in one day. It takes time. For artists, it takes time. But for me, artists also have to get motivations, right? So you cannot just sales. For me, the sales once a while got sales also very quite like motivate me lah. Yeah, things like that.
Okay, I get you. Okay, before we shift to like Q&A later, I just want to have a check-in of everyone. Who is an artist here, or like emerging artist here, there? Hello. Okay, cool. All right. Gabriel, if you could give like one advice, what would it be?
Language, right? Language.
What do you mean by language?
Okay, first of all, as you can see, I'm not really good in speaking in English because I'm very little vocalizations. Like I'm not really knows a lot of words. So because I grew up in Chinese, I'm not looking for SQ for myself because I'm still learning. I still want to improve myself in terms of speaking, right? So a lot of people will misunderstanding when I speak in English. It's like, you know, I really don't understand why they will judge you based on your English ability, you know. Because English, for me, language is just a combination tool. It's just a combination tool. Nothing make you feel you are better or lesser. You know, as long as whatever I say you understand, the language tool is done their duty. No more. You know, the function is not make you feel you are better or you are lesser. Sometimes you see a lot of people, they are good in speaking, but nothing inside one. The ingredients are kosong one, you know, nothing. I've been spending hours talking to you, end up whatever you say, I really learned in the book before, you know, things like that. You're speaking in beautiful English, but end up your thing is empty, no soul. For me, it's like I have my real experience. I'm willing to share, and I'm willing to share with people. So when I talk to people, you have to understand, because I grew up is a very different environments. My mom is a seamstress, so my mom serves most of the top 1% in KL. So normally I have to entertain them also sometimes. So when I talk to them, they actually understand our family's language levels is not that high. So they will literally turn down their voice and the grammars. They will just find a way to communicate with us. I think I surrounded myself with a really good environment, so I really don't care. Not really care. I wish
language should be accessible and not too complicated.
Not too complicated. If people judge you based on your language, believe me, they are not from a really well-educated background. Just say bye-bye to them.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I'm just going to do like a rapid question with you. What was it? What is one artwork has changed your life? It could be film, music. One thing that you like really like affected you. One artwork.
A lot not just only one. Different period have different things will really change your mind. Because we always get inspired one, right?
That's true. That's true.
Not only one song can listen forever, lah.
But
Not only one painting you will like forever, lah.
okay.
Things like that. And actually, it's more of the thing that inspires my work is based on my personal experience. You know, I was like in school, in primary and secondary school, I was facing bullying, a really bad one, and you know, you don't really get support from families emotionally, physically. So in that environments, I still able to be who I am today is very tough, lah. I know I don't choose to like want to kill myself, depressed, you know, because for me, happiness is a choice.
Yeah.
Right? If you want to be happy, it's easy. You just have to forgive yourself. Yeah, then you will able to form who you are today. Because I see a lot of the young generations now today, they are stuck in the trauma. For me, I've been through. I mean, I cannot say, I cannot put my measurement on them.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why not you move forward, right?
Yeah.
Rather it's like you spend 1 to 2 years to stuck in the thing and then make your life hard. You're not just making your life hard, making other people's life hard. Why not you move forward? Yeah, that's what I always share in my work as well.
Okay.
So you see, I have a lot of holes.
A lot of holes.
Yeah, like, I like to correct hole. Those holes represents things that are not happy, lah. Yeah. So what I do is I just replace something beauty on top, lah. Yeah. So life have to go on.
What's the one quote that you or mantra that you keep you use every day, like a mantra?
For what? For what's first?
What's a quote that you basically to yourself, like in the morning, like what's the thing you say to yourself just to keep on going? What's one thing, a quote or mantra that you live by, basically?
I will go to the mirror and like, oh, you look so good today. That's, I mean,
no, that helps. Sometimes
as an artist, you need to have the confidence. You know, you need to find what really confidence make you confidence level go up. You know, because right. They have so many artists, right? My work, I can tell, is not the specials also, right? Other people also can do, right? But what make people purchase my work is my personality. Yeah, I can spend. I can spend 2 hours talking with collector, end up they're like, okay, I like your stuff, like, yeah. So it's like things like that. You need to build your confidence levels up, because you cannot just display a work and then without explanation, right? A lot of people is not really from fine art; they can't understand, right? So as an artist, you also you need to push yourself out to talk to and explain your work to people. Yeah, you cannot like talk to people 5 minutes and then you're gone. Yeah, people interest. Yeah, you have to keep on pushing, lah. So if the gallery cannot done a good work for you, you do yourself. Yeah, that's what I believe, lah. If the people cannot sell your work, you sell yourself, lah. Yeah, I told you, I see your experience. My first artwork, yes, is sell in a gallery, like a pop-up gallery. My second horses, you know how I sell? So I just hang out with my friends from Shanghai. So they want interest to board the house here. Not them, they are friends. So my duty is just driving a car, bring them along to see the beauties of KL, right? So I like doing that. So because I like to connect with people, right? So uncle, the Shanghainese uncle, I don't know what he's doing. I just like he looks so humble and he just like zen lah, and then he talk also very soft. So end up we finish the tour, everything. We go to the restaurant and sitting down. Right? At the first he thought I'm a property agent. I think I want to sell his house. No, I'm not a property agent. And then he's like, oh, so what you do for a living? I say, oh, I'm an artist. So can I see your work? The uncle's like, can I see your work? I say, yeah, why not? I show you my. Always well prepared. You have pictures. Nice picture in your phone. So the show, and then the uncle say, "Ooh, pretty, So I say, "Yeah, I'm going." And let me finish first, okay? So I say, "Yeah, nice, right? But I'm going to display this in another gallery to show lah." And then the uncle say, "No lah, don't show it. People lah, show in my house." I mean, what means showing your house? How much? I say, 5,000 ringgit. You know what he did? Terus keluar his phone. He take out his phone, and then he open his Maybank to you. Key in your account number. I'm like, huh? You want to buy now? Yeah. I want to put in my house. You don't put other place, you know. Oh, so I just key in my account number. I put 5,000. I say okay, okay. So he pressed the confirm. I just received 5,000. Ding, ching, ching.
So basically, you found that you sold you out through other avenues, like
Yeah, you know, I mean, you have to find new ways, ma. Yeah, so I mean, it's not wrong. You follow the traditional way, sell in the proper gallery. But if you can if you can sell your own, also why not, right? Yeah, you also have to be confident to talk to people, lah. I think confidence is a tool to being success as well. Yeah, so like how I get to like Jakarta, like art Jakarta and also Hong Kong, everything is uh okay. The shows like as you can see, everything is local, local, local. Only few local, boom, overseas already. So it's like communication too is very important. So I mean, a lot of galleries they actually not really like to receive any portfolios or any name cards from the artist during the art fair. They not really prefers, but you know, as an emerging artist, try lah, right? You don't like. I mean, I always tell my friend, if you did something stupid, also only that day lah. Next day they will forget one lah. So don't take it seriously. It's just approach only. Yeah. So I'm very glad, you know, like because of I really treat everyone's the same. I don't treat you better just because you are have more money, have anything. I just being sincere to treat everyone. So how I get my these shows in Jakarta is because I would get introduced by a Malaysian collectors. So I meet them in the overseas, like in the art fair. So they introduced me to the gallery owner. So also like you have to like open your portfolio, like shows what you've done. So he offered me a opportunity to show in Jakarta. That's how I start my last year's with my first international show. But how I get to Hong Kong, right? Yeah.
how did you get to Hong Kong? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this lagi. This one. How I get to Hong Kong, right? Okay, it's very funny question. So you know, like I spend every days in the after, right? So I hanging out around like and meeting new people. Also, I go to walking around with every booth. I see the world and I study and you have to increase your what you see, ma, right? Because whatever is happening here isn't here. It's hard to go out one because a lot of things from here outside people cannot link. So you have to go study and improve your visuals. So that's what I did. Also, so on the last day, wrapping out already. Yeah, wrapping out. And then this Gary actually she opened a booth next to our booth, like not the Jakarta booth. So she running out of wrapping paper. So you know, luckily I know 5 language. I can speak Cantonese as well. So she want wrapping paper. She running out, right? So she come to ask me. I say, let me find for you. so so I asked my Gary owner. So yeah, he willing to give some lah. So that's how we gain the connection. Then he's like suddenly she's looking for I think 3 months back or 2 months back she's suddenly looking for a Southeast Asian artist to do a group shows in Hong Kong. So she's asked around lah. So she gave me this opportunity to shows my work there. So I think if I counting on the old system, like you have to wait for certain galleries to present your work to overseas. I mean, it's nice. It's the most proper way, right? It's the most like uh, nicest way to do lah. But sometimes you just have to do it on your own thing, and then find a good people to represent you as well. Yeah, things like that lah. So, and also your work have to be different also lah. You have to really have your own soul inside. You cannot just think that already people have already done so many. You need to find something new lah. That's what I believe lah. That's what I really believe in myself. And yeah, I see a lot. Tricky's work is selling very well in overseas. Yeah, it's like you can't believe. It's how much a bronze. I mean, it's the technique is hard lah. A bronze flower. They do a very nice orchid. Look like real plant, but it's made out of bronze. It's selling 500,000 euro. Yeah, and then it's sold out. Yeah, you know they do have those buyers in overseas. If people says your work is expensive here, I just tell them, you're just not my target audience. Bye. Yeah. I mean that's how I talk to myself. It's fine, but I say if you like my work, it's okay. Yeah. If you still want to critique me, okay. In Malaysia, right, you face a lot of people that always want to critique your work, right? They always judge your work. They always use well, I want you to be better. That's why I want to comment your work. But you have to look at their resume. You cannot simply to take whatever they say. You look at your work. Oh, okay. You also so biasa biasa, right? You want to comment my work? Cannot lah, right? But you have to. I mean, they have their point also. But for me, what I'm trying to say is like you as an artist, we need to good in filtering information. We have to good in filtering whatever you listen and observe. You have to really take it. Those you have to pick those who can really benefit your brains, your careers, and yeah, not just like I received a comment like this before. Very tricky in during my shows after last year. So he just come to me and say my work is lack of history. I'm like, what history you want? My work is not built for the old people. My work is more like future, like it's future. It's a new energy. You can't expect me to draw a Najib face or do my face become Najib face like that. I cannot. It's like, and it's just not my thing. It's other people's story. I don't like to use the history story and build my work from there. I don't like it because for me the past is a past. You can't start in the past, right? But everyone's like, oh, yes, it's good to go back to the traditions, and I respect that. I'm not saying not good. It's fabulous. It's a lot of traditional cultural work. It's fabulous, but you can't expect everyone's doing that work. And if everyone doing that work, right, they will start compare already, like, oh, who's doing the better skill? Yeah, yeah. So I'm not good with that. If you ask me to draw a realistic figure, I cannot. So I do what I yeah, I play with my strengths. Like you have to find your own strengths and maximize it lah.
One last quick thing. If your life was a movie, what would the title be? If your life was a movie, apa nama title movie?
Oh,
What would it be, Gabriel?
about the Queen one, the Monaco things. Prince. What's the movie?
Queen of Monaco?
No, like Grace of Monaco. I think yeah, and that kind of because okay, a lot of people like a lot of people like to judge from my outside. What I'm wearing, how I present myself. There has a specific requirements for artists in local. You have to dress like you have to dress low. You cannot overshine your work. You have to dress like specific look like when you look them you know an artist. But I dress like I'm a collector. Yeah, I'm dressed like I am who I am lah. I carry myself lah. So yeah, yeah lah. I think they like to judge me from there. So sometimes they not really taking me seriously. So whatever I say, so it's like it's fine. If you don't like to talking and listen to me, it's fine. Yeah, when I go different places, people appreciate, especially in Hong Kong and Jakarta, right? Every artist express themselves in their own way. They dress look like their work. Jakarta's artists, I really love it. Though all the artists, especially young one, they just dress like their artists. Yeah, they just go for it. Everything else is the branding. You see all the Yayoi Kusama, Murakami. Why they famous? It's the branding. They're not selling their work. They're selling their brand. Yeah, the way they're making money is from their brand. Yeah, yeah. You can't really. I mean, it's important to form your branding. This is very important, especially for nowadays, right? Instagram, right? The work is important as well. So the branding also important. If anyone tell you brand is not really important, nah bullshit that one. When you want to go internationals, branding also important. Yeah, work's good. If your work is good, there always someone is better than you, right? Yeah, if you are good looking, there are someone's better good looking than you. So what is so special about you? It's your brand. It's not a really work is important, but the most important thing also is a branding. Yeah, that's what I learned lah.
Thank you so much, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing us your insights, all the little things. I'm gonna open the floor to questions. So.
Oh, hi.
From your card, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. First of all, like when I received the poster of this event, it says struggling artist, and then the speaker was you. I was quite surprised. I mean, one, because I see Gabriel as someone who's always fabulous, always dressed well, and he's good looking, he's always happy. And my first question was, where's the struggle? He is always positive, and then I feel like he's the luckiest artist I've known. But then after I heard the talk, struggling not always mean that it's about starvation or at war or us being
It's a different kind of struggling.
it is a different kind of struggling. I mean, these days, competition, there's a lot of competition. And then number two, as a younger generation, of course, we have our own struggle. Means that there's like struggle in terms of living in the world of social media and then technology and then the society's demand and everything. So there's a lot of different struggle that I feel like you are more, I think you represent that struggle. And I do really appreciate your story and the way you share your stories openly and it's very explicit. Now, what I would like to ask you, for the people who don't or cannot relate your struggle, how would you, how would you help them understand about this phase us as a younger generation, we have our own struggle. It doesn't mean that it's about war and everything that happened before.
Yeah. For me, I mean, struggles have different kinds of struggle, right? So yeah, you have like you have the money part of struggle. You have the opportunity struggle. You have the emotional struggle. You have also the like the ilmu lah, like the education struggle. Like I had to be honest. It's just I really want to further study, like to improve my my knowledge, right? But it just my family cannot support. Yeah, they just make it clear we cannot support you further. So I'm struggling with that part lah. So the what I do is like I really hang out with older people. I choose my who I want to be. You know, I choose to hang out with mentors and people who can bring like who can really benefit my brain, like gains my knowledge, not just only happiness. It's more about for me my what really makes me happy is when I gain my knowledge. That's the most important thing. And yeah, I represent most of the people's nowadays, you know, look fabulous, but actually a lot of fabulous people they are struggle with their own thing. You never know, you know. So you don't really simply judge a people just because they look fabulous. They choose to look fabulous. It's not, you know, it's a okay. I have to say it's a really basic respect to people. When you meet people dress well, it's a respect, you know, not just respect them, respect yourself, smell good, dress well. It's a respect way lah. You cannot present yourself in a very ugly, slackish, dark mandi, and then you expect people talk with you 1 hour, 2 hour. You make them so pity their nose lah. They are like yeah. So for me, everyone have their struggle, right? So you cannot just simply comment or like put the labels on them. Oh, this one is privileged artist. This one is struggling artist. I told you, sometimes the most successful artists, right? Those who really sell their work are those that look like very normal one. Their works like every month selling. They make them much money, but they good in hiding lah. They good in like present you their way to show you, right? But I just want to be happy, like that's my way, that's my personality. I won't change this for people lah. If you don't understand me, first I have to say like, if you don't understand my world or cannot relate, you have to ask me a question. You cannot just judge my works for the first seconds. You're like, oh, nice, just pretty. If people say my work's just pretty, I will really hurt lah. Like my work's not just about pretty. They have depth inside. They have story inside. You have to ask. Just ask the question. I can spend my time with you. Yeah, I always say I can spend my 1 hour or 2 hours to explain you, because art is for me. Art is a very personal thing. Whatever I do is really how I express my past, all my experience, what I'm facing through, how I handled it into my piece. Not just like I purposely put this flower. There's a reason lah. Not just a bougie stuff lah. It's a really meaningful thing for me, for certain people. I mean, everything's for everyone, right? That's why I say everything's for everyone. Yeah, my things. If you cannot relate and you cannot understand, I'm not forcing you to understand. You have to understand. You cannot make 100% people on the earth loving you or like you. You attract who you want to attract lah. Yeah, I think that is good also, because I use this to filter a lot of people. Like in Malaysia, when you dress well, dress proper, they will see you have a distance. It's good because I've been experienced not really good experience in my past. So I think this is also how I protect myself as well. So and it looks expensive, please stay away from me. Yeah, because not everyone's come to you with a good intention, right? So this is how I protect myself. So I rather to spend my energy with those people. I will spend energies in my art. Yeah, that's a way of how I protect myself. Yeah.
Do you have any more other questions? I think we have room for how long? How many? I've got 2 more questions. Kalau ada. Okay.
Hi. Oh, this one had to. Yeah.
Sharing your thoughts on your processes and your struggle with code. Congrats for your debut in Hong Kong.
Thank you.
Some of your stuff. I think the question we picked up on the question on relevance,
Yeah.
between generation, generation gap, and the context of how collecting back then, how the young ones struggle to promote and to get the artists with this. So I give you a scenario, and I want you to see how you take it. Let's say you and the painting at the back there is Jai. Hassan happen to be my good friend. So one way of doing how to make your thing relevant, not that you have to make it relevant, but getting to know each other. If I give you a scenario that you collaborate with the artist,
Yeah.
not necessarily Jai, happen to be Jai behind you.
I happy to work with him. Yeah.
How would you approach? Because being Jai, the very senior one, very outspoken, very positions are, not to question much, You, the young one, how do you collaborate? What would you collaborate with each other?
A more senior artist.
We have to find the opportunity to work with together, and I think of course the first thing start is this discussions. So because he is come from a different auras, generations. I'm come from the new one, so I think the best way to collaboration together is you have to blend in with each other, not like influence. If we want to come up with let's say come up with a huge sculpture, right? So we have to discuss how we're going to display. Of course, I have to have my own opinion. I think the best way you need to have a good fight. Then the good solution will come out. Nothing like you go. Like you have to be fight. Yeah, conflicts make better outcome, you know. So I believe in that. That this is why we like during my study time, our lecture actually is not really push us to work with other artists. Like you do your own thing, they do your own thing, nothing collaboration. But I see a lot overseas people, they are doing collaboration together with the seniors and the junior. But the work is fabulous. It's you know, I think that's the chemicals inside, you know. The young, the old and new together and come up with something new. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as a senior, of course, you have better, longer experience, exposure. Your visibility is there. But what else, right? Because what I know, you might don't know. What you know, I might don't know. So for me, I willing to sit down and learn from each other. You know, like because sometimes you see a lot senior artists, they say yes, they are good in Malaysia, but when go to overseas, it less sales. Like not like I'm proud of anything. It's just there are things Malaysian people can relate and maybe Southeast Asian, but when you go to further, it's hard for them to relate. Yeah, you can't expect all the arts buyers are come from with a lot like histories, like art histories background. No, there's coming like just buying a sayo. They buy what they like. You know, sometimes you question why you buy this thing. You're curious. You know, it's like it's very small, but it's expensive. You ask, but this was this got skill, got story, got history. Why you don't buy it? It's just like, oh, it's fresh with my furnitures. Yeah, done. Yeah, they're just done. So I think it need to be happen that way, so we can inspire each others and come with new things lah. I will make the plane come out lah. Yeah, come out, and then maybe the colors is not that dark, but it's not that soft also. Maybe it's the ups few tone, things like that. Yeah, because I quite like the proportionings, everything, but it's just sometimes it's just too deep for me. I had, you know, when I see this work, I really need the artist to explain to me because I don't understand why he put this plane inside the building. So I really need a explanation. I cannot just see, oh, nice, nice. So most of the thing, yeah, the skill absolutely is gorgeous. The skills is there. It's a very senior, but I want to know the story first lah. Yeah, then I will. You have to convince me with your story lah. Like yeah. Yep.
Are there any questions on
Do one more question before we wrap it up.
Yeah, free to ask me anything. You know, anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, so your background in graphic design,
Yeah.
is it helping you? Because just like you say, you try to be like when you try to think like a businessman, and try to brand yourself, all these things. And another question is like, do you consider yourself as entrepreneur, like a businessman? Because there's this word that's very very trendy, which is art entrepreneur. Okay, so do you consider you as a businessman than a artist?
Not really.
But you still use those skills.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean I have to be like business, talk about business because I prefer but for me, my personal experience, artists have to realize you need those skills. But if you are not good with that, you need to find someone to do that for you. Like those people is good in selling, promoting. You need to find the person to really help you. So you can forget like you can no stress about those part. So you can really focus your works. Whatever you do is just selling. But you really need to find that one to help you lah. So a lot of people is like some are like doing art, money is not everything. Money is just come behind. So for me, it's like, yes, money is come behind, but you need to survive though. You think create the art space is cheap I can show you one painting I create like 3,000-4,000 ringgit one. I cannot chow one. The material is expensive. The canvas is custom made. Material is expensive. So I sell for certain price for a reason. Yeah. For me, I always like that lah. If you treat yourself as a brand, why people willing to spend 80 to say like okay, those tai they're willing to spend 8,000 for one dress day, but they only wear once. But why they don't willing to spend 5,000 on your painting that can hang forever? You have to ask that why? Because your branding is not strong. You are nothing. You cannot be the ones that when they own you, she can share with people. You are not there yet. So you have to build that lah. That is a very strong point for important things lah for an artist. So you have to realize that. And if you're not good in that, I'm not really good in business part. So I have to have my manager to do for me. Yeah. So you have to work with people. You can, as an artist, you cannot just work yourself, counting yourself to do everything. You know, yeah, maybe you have all the skill, but you only have 24 hours a day, right? For me, you need to have enough rest like, to create your work. Yeah, if not, your work quality might drop or things like that. So also, it's not a good things to happen also. Not just community lah. I don't really have my own community because it's hard to find people to trust. Like I can trust, and because I believe give and take lah. I can offer you this, you also can offer, because if you say business is take and take, right? Like I in collaborations with Hata, yeah, they only takes not much percentage for me, but what I can give back is the market value, like the advertised value. I had like more than 20 meters coming to cover the space. So, but it's not my connections, it's my manager find back, you know. So you have to find someone that really can negotiate and push you lah.